Now, seen all the methods, what we are discussing during the last few classes. So we are just trying to solve what you call differential equations, isn't it? So when you are given a differential equation, it looks like this. dy by dx is equals to f of xy. And along with this differential equation, you'll be given an initial condition also, which is y at x naught is equals to y naught. So to solve differential equations of this kind, in fact, what may be the question here, you see, when you know the solution at one point x naught, you need to find out the solution at the next point at, say, x1, right? So this is the main question actually. You are trying to find out the solution at x1 numerically. So for this, you see, we have discussed two methods. First one is Euler's method. And the second one is, if you recall, modified Euler's method. Now, see in Euler's method, what you are doing here to calculate y at x1, we usually write it as y1, y1 is equals to, we are writing it like this, y naught plus h into f of x naught comma y naught. So this is one formula which you are using to calculate y1, but as we had already seen, Euler's method gives, a lot of error in the solution. So to refine that, we have used what you call modified Euler's method. And in modified Euler's method, whatever the solution we are getting from Euler's method, we have taken this as the initial approximation, and then we have used this formula, you see, to calculate y1. y1 n plus 1th approximation is equal to, we have done it iteratively, y naught plus h by 2 times f of x naught comma y naught plus f of x1 comma y1 nth approximation. Right, see, we have used this formula to calculate y1 at n plus 1th approximation. Now see, for my convenience, I'm just writing it like this. Before that, you see, understand what you have done, recall what you have done in modified Euler's method. See here, in Euler's method, we have taken slope at one point x naught y naught. So to refine it, what you have done in modified Euler's method, we have here considered slopes at two different points. One slope at x naught y naught and another slope at this new point x1 comma y1 nth approximation. Right, see, keep that idea in mind. We are taking the average of these two slopes. We are taking the average of slopes at two different points. That is what we have done in modified Euler's method. Now see, for convenience, I'm writing it like this, you see, y naught plus h by 2. Let me just multiply this h inside here so that the things will be easy to me. 1 by 2 times, see, I'm writing it like this, h into f of x naught comma y naught then plus f of x1 comma, I should multiply with h now, plus h times f of x1 comma y1 in the approximation, right? For example, if this is y1 first approximation, right? Then what it is, you see, y naught plus 1 by 2 times h into f of x naught y naught plus h into f of x1 comma, here we should write actually y1 initial approximation. Understand what it is. Okay, let me first write this as it is, y1 initial approximation. Then we'll see. Now see, for my convenience, I'm rewriting it like this. y1 first approximation, or simply y1 also, is equals to y naught plus 1 by 2 into, I'm taking all this, you see, h into f of x naught y naught as some k1. And I'm taking all this as actually k2. So you can understand what are k1 and k2 here. So therefore, from here, or else I can write like this, where k1 is equals to h into f of x naught y naught and k2 is equals to h into f of, look at this, we have actually x1 comma y1 initial approximation, isn't it? What is actually x1? If you write that in terms of x naught, it is nothing but x naught plus h, right? As we know, x1 is x naught plus h. And see, what is y1 initial approximation here? It is this, you see, y1 initial approximation is the value which you got from Euler's method. So from that, what it is actually y naught plus h into f of x naught y naught. What it is, you see, h into f of x naught y naught. Look at this. We have already assumed it as k1. It means it is nothing but y naught plus k1. Right? I've just rewritten it like this. You see, you have actually k1, k2. Whatever you have here in the first term, h into f of x naught y naught, I've taken it as k1. Then this term, the second one here, I'm taking it as actually k2. But if I rewrite it actually, what is this here? H into f of x1. I can write that x1 as x naught plus h, which you know already. And here y1 0 is there. What is actually y1 0? It is y naught plus h into f of x naught y naught. Right? This is your initial approximation, which you got from what you call Euler's method, isn't it? So this is equals to y naught plus, and moreover, we have assumed this point as what you call k1. So that here the y coordinate is y naught plus k1. Right? Now you see, this is actually what you got from modified Euler's method. You see, here we are taking slopes at two different points, as you have seen already. One slope you are taking at x naught, y naught, and the other one is at x1, y1, 0. Now see, we'll take this particular formula as, which is, you see, y1 first, though you are writing it as y1 first approximation, they consider it as only y1 here. Right? We are now taking slopes at two different points. You see, this idea, we call it as what you call Runge-Kutta second order method. Right? The same formula what you have used in modified Euler's actually, but for convenience, they are making it as a single step method. They are not taking it as iterative method actually. In modified Euler's, actually we take iterations, but they have just modified it as, average of these two slopes, and they are calling it as Runge-Kutta second order method. It is second order because you are taking slopes at two different points, right? And now see, when you extend this idea, if you take slopes at three different points in the sense, you see, you are taking one slope at x naught, y naught, and other slope you are taking at x1, right? X1 is the point which is at a distance of h units from x naught. You are taking one point as x naught, y naught, solution at x naught is y naught, and solution at x1, some approximation which you get from Euler's method. You are taking that here. And you see, you will take one more point as the middle point of these two, you see, x naught plus h by 2. At this point also, you will try to calculate some approximate function value, and using that, you see, using slopes at these 3 points, they have just derived one more formula, which is Runge-Kutta third order method. But anyway, we are not discussing that method in our syllabus. But here we are going to discuss about Runge-Kutta fourth order method. So intuitively, you can expect when it is a fourth order method, we are going to take slopes at 4 different points. And let me tell you what are those 4 points here. One is x naught, and the last one is x1 for sure. And the other 2 points here, you see, Runge-Kutta, those people, they have taken these 2 points. They have actually considered only one point here, x naught plus h by 2, but they have calculated 2 different function values at this. So one is at x naught, y naught, and the last one is at x1 comma some initial approximation y1. But at this point itself, they have calculated 2 different function values. They have refined the solution at x naught plus h by 2 itself. So at those 2 points, you see, they have taken the function values. They have calculated the slopes. So then by taking the average of those 2 slopes, you see, they have just given as a formula. I cannot show you all these things geometrically, but let me just give you the formula. You can just easily understand as how I have written K1, K2 here with these 2 slopes in a very, very similar way. They have derived a formula. We are calling it as Runge-Kutta fourth order formula, right? So Runge-Kutta, in fact, this is very much popular as RK methods. Runge-Kutta method of order 4. And see, even in Runge-Kutta fourth order method, the question is quite similar. We need to solve a differential equation like dy by dx is equals to f of xy with some initial condition. Let us say y of x naught is equals to y naught. And you're interested in calculating the solution at the next point, let us say x1. So which you normally take it as y1, you see. So the question is to calculate y1 in simple. So to calculate this y1, what we are doing in Runge-Kutta method, as I told you now, we are taking slopes at 4 different points. You see how I have written this modified Euler's method. Y1 is equals to y0 plus 1 by 2 into k1 plus k2 by 2. In a similar way, in Runge-Kutta method here, you see, it is y0 plus 1 by 6 times k1 plus 2k2 plus 2k3 plus k4. Understand, we are taking slopes at 4 different points. That's how only we got k1, k2, k3, k4. But we are adding little higher weights to some of the slopes here, right? That's how you see we are taking one part of k1, 2 parts of k2, 2 parts of again k3, and one more part of k4. That's how you see we are totally taking 6 different values, right? 6 different values, and that's how when you take the average of these 6 values, you are getting a 6 here in the denominator. So we normally call this as a weighted average. In Runge-Kutta method, instead of taking a regular average, they are taking the weighted average. Okay, and let me just write what are these 4 values. So here k1 is equals to h into f of x0 y0. Then k2 is equals to h into f of, you see, as I told you, x0 plus h by 2 comma y0 plus k1, right? The initial value which he got from what you call Euler's method here, you see. Then k3 is equals to h into f of, look at this carefully. Again, he is taking x0 plus h by 2. And this is y0 plus, I'm sorry, this I have written it wrongly here. This is k1 by 2. And here this is k2 by 2. And in k4, it is x0 plus h by 2 and y0 plus k3. Right? So this is how they gave us a formula to calculate y1. Right? And you see, we are calculating the slopes at 4 different points now. x0, y0 is 1 point. x0 plus h by 2 comma y1, y0 plus k1 by 2 is the other point. Then you are taking the slope at, x0 plus h by 2 comma y0 plus k2 by 2. And lastly at this point. Like this, you see, by taking slopes at 4 different points, we are taking the weighted average. And that's how you see, we are calling this as, I mean, we are calculating y1 and we are calling the method as Runge-Kutta 4th order method. And you see, sometimes along with y1, we have seen problems of this kind, Sometimes, along with x1, you may be asked to calculate y at x2 also, right? I mean, you may be asked to calculate y2 also. Then how to calculate y2 from this? One point we should remember, to calculate y1, we always use x0, y0, its previous values. And similarly, to calculate y2, we need to use its corresponding previous values, x1, y1. So the same formula, we write them in terms of x1, y1. So that you can understand, y2 can be written like this. y1 plus, if this formula looks the same, it is k1 plus 2k2 plus 2k3 plus k4. And here, k1 is equal to, now you see we are writing everything in terms of x1, y1. h into f of x1 comma y1. And k2 is equals to h into f of x1 plus h by 2 comma y1 plus k1 by 2. Then you see k3 is equals to h into f of what it is, you see, x1 plus h by 2 comma y1 plus k2 by 2. Then see what is k4 is equals to h into f of, see, it is x1 plus h comma y1 plus k3. See, for the first 3 values here, we have by 2 here, but for the last one, it is directly k3. You should not get confused. Okay. So that's how we can use these formulae to calculate the solutions at these points, either x1 or x2. Now look at this differential equation. Look at it carefully. The differential equation what you are given is x square plus, y dash is equals to x square plus y square. From that you can understand the function f of xy is x square plus y square, right? Then look at the condition carefully, try to answer me. If this is the condition you are given, y of 1 is equals to 1.1, 1.5, what may be x naught?
1.
Yes, it is 1. And then the solution at x naught, which is y naught, you see, y at x naught, or you usually write it as y naught. So it is 1.5. Correct? Now, see, you're asked to take the step size h as 0.5. So I'm taking h is equals to 0.1. Then if h is 0.1, what may be x1? Can you expect? Anybody?
1.1.
Yeah, it is always x naught plus h. So it is, see, x naught is 1 and h is 0.1. You see, it is 1.1. Then x2, in a similar way, it is x1 plus h, which is 1.2. Right, see, the question is to calculate y when x is 1.2. In the sense, you're asked to calculate y2 here, y at x2. But to calculate y2, we must know what is y1 here. So let us calculate y1 and then we can calculate y2. So here you are, you see the questions are clear. We need to calculate both y1 as well as y2. Now let me just proceed to calculate y1 first. To calculate y1. Right, see, we are using Runge-Kutta method, right? So I'm writing the formula here. Y1 is equals to y0 plus 1 by 6 into k1 plus 2k2 plus 2k3 plus k4. Right, and see what are k1, k2, k3, k4 here. Here k1 is equals to, it is h into f of x0 comma y0. I'm just writing the formula once clearly so that we can use them later on. K2 is h into f of x0 plus h by 2 comma y0 plus k1 by 2. Then k3 is equals to h into f of x0 plus h by 2 and y0 plus k2 by 2. Then k4 is equals to h into f of x0 plus h comma y0 plus k3. Right, so this is the formula which you are using here, and you can understand. Let us substitute everything one by one. Now, therefore, if you calculate k1, please wait a second. Right, let us substitute here. K1 is equals to, I'm just substituting everything into K1 here. You see H is 0.1 into f of x0, y0. See how much is x0? It is 1, comma, y0 is 1.5. So let us substitute these things into the function. So it is equals to 0.1 times. See what is f of xy is this, x square plus y square. So I'm substituting them into this. So x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1.5. So it is 1 square 1 plus 1.5 whole square, you see, it is 2.25. So when you add these two, you see 2.25 plus 1, it is 3.25, and then 3.25 multiplied by 0.1, which is 0.325. Right, so that's K1. Now similarly, if I calculate K2, K2 is 0.1 h into f of, see, x0 plus h by 2. What is x0? X0 is 1 plus h by 2, 0.1 divided by 2, comma, y0. Y0 is how much, you see, 1.5 plus k1 by 2. K1 is how much? 0.325. You see, we got it just now. 325 divided by 2. So we need to just simplify this now. 0.1 into f of 1.1 plus 0.1 by 2 is 0.05. So here we'll get this as 1.05 plus, you can use your calculator to simplify this. 1.5 plus 0.325 divided by 2. So I got this as 1. Sorry, this is not plus here, comma 1.6625. So let's see how much is this? 0.1 into, now I'm substituting, you know, these things in the function f of xy. So we'll get it as 1.05 whole square plus 1.6625 whole square. So let us just simplify this using a calculator. So it is 0.1 into 1.05 square plus 1. Try to tell me if you get it. So I'm getting this as 0.3866. Okay, so that's K2. Now I'm just continuing to calculate K3 now. Yeah, let's calculate K3. Then K3 is equals to, see how much it is, H into, so again 0.1 into f of x naught plus h by 2, you see. So it is 1 plus 0.1 divided by 2, x naught plus h by 2. Then comma y naught, which is 1.5 plus K2 by 2, you see. How much we got K2 that we should substitute here, 0.3866 divided by 2. Right, so let's see, simplify this. It is equals to 0.1 into f of, how much it is, 1.05. And see how much it is this, 1.5 plus 0.3866 divided by 2. So I'm getting this as 1.6933. So this is equals to, if you still simplify this, it is 0.1 is equals to, 0.1 times x square plus y square, you see the function. So we'll get this as 1.05 whole square plus 1.6933 whole square. So this is equals to 6933 square. Yeah, I'm getting this as 0.39697 actually I got. So when it is 697, we can also take it as what you call 70, right? So it's all up to you. I'm just taking it as 70 because I have actually 6976 here. So I can just round off it, you know, at fourth digit. So I'm taking it as 70. So then let us take K4. It is equals to 0.1 into f of x naught plus h this time. So it is 1 plus 0.1 comma y naught plus K3 directly. So what is K3? It is 0.397. So this is equals to 0.1 into, see how much it is, f of 1.1 comma 1.5 plus this, you see, 1.897. Then it is equals to 0.1 times 1.1 whole square plus 1.897 whole square. Let's substitute everything into this. 0.1 into 1.1 whole square plus 1.897 square. Yeah, I'm getting this as 0.4808. In fact, 48086 is there, so I'm taking it as 4809. Right, so this is K4. Okay, so that's the story. Then I'm just substituting these four values in the actual formula. Therefore, y1 is equals to y naught. So what is y naught? You see 1.5. Am I correct? Y1, I'm sorry, y naught plus 1 by 6 times, you know, we need to add, substitute everything into this. 1 by 6 plus K1. See how much we got K1? It is 0.325. So it is 0.325 plus 2 times K2, 0.3866 plus 2 times K3, 0.397 plus K4, 0.4809. So this is the value of Y1. Let us just substitute all these things into the calculator here. 1.5 plus, I'm just adding all those values and then I can divide it by 6. 0.325 plus 2 into 0.3866 plus 2 into 0.397 plus 0.4809. All this divided by 6. So I got this as 1.8955. Okay, so that's how you can calculate what you call Y1. Wait a second. Right, so let's calculate Y at 1.2 or Y2. Now see the formula I'm writing once. Y2 is equals. Now see, to calculate Y2, we should write everything in terms of Y1, correct? So it is Y1 is equals to, Y2 is equals to Y1 plus 1 by 6 times, all these values, K1 plus 2K2 plus 2K3 plus K4. So here, let me just write what are these 4 values. K1 is equals to H into F of, now you see, we write everything in terms of X1 by 1, X1 by 1, and then K2 is equals to H into F of X1 plus H by 2, comma, Y1 plus K1 by 2. Then K3 is equals to H into F of X1 plus H by 2, comma, Y1 plus K2 by 2. Then K4 is equals to H into F of X1 plus H and Y1 plus K3. Right, so they are the values. Now let me just calculate these 4 values in the case of Y2. So therefore, if you calculate now first K1 is equals to, it is, H is anyway 0.1, it remains as it is, 0.1 into F of, how much are, X1, Y1? X1 is 1.1 and Y1 is, you see, just now we calculated, it is 1.8955. So that you see, if you just simplify this, it is 0.1 into squares of these values, you see 1.1 whole square plus 1.8955 whole square. Let me just calculate this using a calculator. Right, so it is 0.48029 you'll get actually, as somebody is saying, but you can take it as 0.3 here. You can round off this at the 4th digit. So K1 is 0.4803. I'm just continuing this in the next slide. Now let's calculate what you call K2. K2 is equals to H into F of, I should not write formula again. So let me just substitute them here. H is 0.1 into F of, what you have here is X1 plus H by 2. You see, X1 is what you call 1.1 plus H by 2 is 0.1 by 2, comma, what is Y1? 1.8955 plus K1 by 2. See how much you got K1? It is 0.4803 divided by 2. So let me just simplify this. It is equals to 0.1 into F of, see how much it is, 0.1 by 2 is 0.05. You see, that's how we'll get this as 1.15, comma, let me just simplify this. It is 1.8955 plus 0.4803 by 2. So I'm getting this as 2.13. Right, 565 is there. You can also take this as 1357, not a problem. So then this is equals to 0.1 into squares of these values, you see 1.15 whole square plus 2.1357 whole square. So then see how much you'll get here. I'm just calculating it. Right, you can just cross check it. 5883. .1357 square. Okay, so this is K2. Then let me calculate K3. K3 is equals to, it is 0.1 into f of, see it is again the same story, 1.1 plus h by 2, 0.1 by 2, comma, 1.8955 y1 plus K2 by 2 this time. So it is 0.5883 divided by 2. So see, this is how much, 0.1 into f of, here it is 1.15, comma, see how much it is this, 1.8955 plus 0.5883 by 2. So I'm getting this as 2.18965 I'm getting. So I'm taking it as 1897. So then it is equals to 0.1 times squares of sum of squares of these two, you see 1.15 whole square plus 2.1897 whole square. So this is equals to, I'm just substituting in my calculator, 2.1897 whole square. So I'm getting this as 0.6117, right? So that's K3. So let me just continue K4 here. So K4 is equals to h into f of x naught plus h this time, you see 1.1 plus h is 0.1, and then y1, you see 1.8955 plus directly K3. See K3 we got it as 0.6117. So this is equals to 0.1 times f of, this is 1.2, comma, let me just add these to 1.8955 plus 0.6117. So we are getting this as 2.5072. So this is equals to, you see, 0.1 times sum of squares of these two, it is 1.2 whole square plus 2.5072 whole square. So this is equals to, substitute and check, 0.2 in, oh sorry, 0.1 into 1.2 whole square plus 2.5072 square. So I'm getting this as 0.7726. So this is K4, you see. Now let me substitute everything into the formula. Therefore, you see, you will get Y2 is equals to Y1, which is 1.8955 Y1 plus 1 by 6 times K1, which is 0. See how much we got, 4803 plus 2 times K2, 0.5883 plus 2 times K3. See how much you got, K3, 0.6117 plus K4, 7726. See how much you'll get here. Right, I'm just substituting in my calculator, 1.8955 plus 0.4803 plus 2 times 0.6117 plus 2 times 0.5883 plus 0.7726. This all divided by 6. So I'm getting this as 2.5043. So that's the value of Y2. right? So like this, you can calculate both y1 and y2 using Runge-Kutov fourth order method.